Dorcas, there's no one else. I think I've loved you since we were very young. I just have to stop drinking so much. Maybe we'll get married soon. Now let's try again." She turned over slowly and lay on her back in a blue patch of moonlight. Her enormous black eyes were luminous in the strong ebony face. Desperately, I set my imagination free and gazed at her tits, jerking like monstrous male organs in climax. I felt an electric spark quicken my limpness. Frantically, I closed my eyes and gnawed and sucked at the heaving humps. Her outcries of joyful pain pumped rigid readiness into me. She pinched it, she moaned, and held herself opened. She screamed, "Please, please fuck me before it falls again." I lunged into her and seized her thighs to hold them back, but as I touched her fat softness, I felt myself collapsing inside her. I was terrified, so I thought about Mike and the crazy excitement I had felt long ago when I pressed my face against his hard, hairy belly. Then, in the magic of imagination, instead of Dorcas, it was the beautiful heartbreaker Mike that I smashed into. Later, I lay and watched Dorcas sleeping. Except for added weight and faint stress lines etched into the satin skin, she looked the same as she had on that enchanted spring day when I first met her 20 years before. What a chump I had been then to dream that the daughter of a big-shot mortician could really be mine. Mama had warned me then, "Sweet pea, don't get your heart broken. A slum fellow like you don't have a chance with a girl like that. Her father will see to it. If anyone despises poor niggers more than dirty white folks, it's so-called high-class niggers like him." Mama had been right. He had helped to marry her off and broken my heart. The prejudiced bastard was dead now. By sheer chance, I had run into Dorcas a week after his death. She was a trained mortician, but she was lonely and needed help. I knew right away that there was still lots of warm, sweet voltage between us. 2 days later, I moved from Mama in the tenement flat where I had spent most of my life. I hadn't dated a guy since I moved into the funeral home with her. I put off marrying her because I knew that freakish creature I called Sally was still alive inside me. I was afraid of Sally. I couldn't marry Dorcas until I was certain that that bitch Sally was dead. I thought about the freshly embalmed corpse of Deacon Davis lying in the mortuary morgue downstairs. I would have to groom and dress it by mid-morning for viewing in the slumber room. I tried until dawn to sleep, but it was no use. I couldn't get the corpse of Deacon Davis off my mind. I decided to prepare the deacon. I eased out of bed and slipped on a robe and slippers. I took a ring of keys from the dresser top and went down the front stairway to the street. I went down the sidewalk through the chilly dawn to the front door of the mortuary. I unlocked the door and stepped into the dim reception room. I walked across the deep pile of gold carpet into the office. I switched on a light and sat down at the old mahogany desk. I took a fresh fifth of gin from a drawer and sipped it half empty. The shrill blast of the desk phone startled me. I picked up and said, "Reed's Funeral Home." Mama's high-pitched, rapid voice chattered over the wire. "Sweet pea, it's been over a week since you visited or called me. You know I have a bad heart and I'm all alone. Don't let that woman make you neglect your mama. Think about it and let your conscience be your judge." Before I could reply, she hung up. I started to call her back, but decided against it. I took 2 more belts of gin and went through the darkened chapel on my way to the morgue at the rear of the building. The heavy odor of spoiling flowers and the fresh chemical stench of preserved death burst from the slumber room. I walked into its shadowy blueness and paused beside a cheap chalky casket with a bouquet of stale blossoms lying on the foot of it. There was a poignant message scrawled on a smudgy card. "Happy journey, Papa, to the arms of sweet Jesus. See you soon, Letty, your loving, lonesome wife." I stared down at the tired, dead face, creased hideous by the lifetime terror and torture of its blackness. I remembered the puckered emblems of hate on the corpse's back. I turned away from the pitiful corpse,